Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome to episode 10 of the Siren song, and there's something I wanted to show you up here. You can see if you look off in the distance from earlier videos, you might remember that there was a big yellow background there at the shore. I went ahead and took care of that, so the skybox is fairly seamless right now. It was right there, but now it's all gone. It was fairly easy to fix. I just took a screenshot from up here and matched the color of the edge of the ocean with where the actual skybox images were yellow, so that's an easy enough fix. So that's pretty much taken care of. I mean, it doesn't look 100% perfect, but nobody's going to notice it unless I told them, so that's good. So guess what? We are nearly done with this build. I can't believe it. I started with a long list of things I wanted to do, and it kept getting longer and longer and longer, and now it's getting shorter and shorter. So we are definitely coming up to the end of this build, I think. So I believe there will probably be one more episode of just me doing some finishing touches all around, just trying to fix things up, and then we'll have the POV shortly thereafter. I gotta think of some sort of a presentation for the POV. I haven't really even thought about that yet. Something that goes along with the theme, the Siren song. We'll see. So I'm surprised actually, because this lasted a lot longer than I expected it would. That usually happens though, because I start something and I think it's only going to take a little while, and then I get more and more meticulous with the way I'm doing my terrain and so forth. But it does look pretty good, I have to say. I'm pretty proud of how it looks so far. Terrain seems to be something that I'm fairly good at. I have a knack for, so I think it comes out well in this build. So that means in probably, let's see, 2-3 weeks we'll have a POV of this, and we'll move on to the next project. But what we're going to do in this one, so far as you see, is I'm using the same paths by Tom that I talked about in the last episode. Just creating a general queue here. I don't even know why I bothered to do this, because you can't see it from the ride. I don't really have any plans of releasing this unless anyone really wants me to. Just was going to do the video, and that was going to be it. But Tom did a good job with his paths, and once I figured out the copy and paste technique that I told you about the last time, I finally figured out that you could copy and paste in NoLimits. Placing these paths was a lot easier than it was the first time I was using them. So I'm going to finish up this queue here and just try to make it look halfway decent. I'm putting a lot more certainly more foliage right in this particular area, because in general I think parks tend to make their queues look somewhat attractive. Depends on the park, I guess. Not every park does that, but I certainly prefer that. And the overall landscape is supposed to be sort of arid, Mediterranean, but in this instance I wanted to at least make it attractive for the patrons. And I guess when I do the POV, or when I show you the glamour shots at the end of this, I'll go ahead and give some shots of the queue just so we can see what it looks like, because otherwise no one's going to be able to see it. So what is up next once we finish this? Well, obviously I still have my Planet Coaster series going on. I'm still working on Sing Fu Shan, and that is going to take quite some time, just based on ideas I'm having, and the progress I'm making so far is very slow, just because it's taking me a long time to make each building and so forth, and the idea that I have for the main entrance is going to take some time, I think, and we haven't even gotten close to starting at the back of the park. So, and it really is only supposed to be one small section, so that's going to take some time. Here, by the way, I'm just roping off the emergency exit in case the passengers have to climb down from the lift hill in case of an emergency. So I do have an idea about my next ride, and it kind of gave me an idea actually for a new series on here on my channel. I don't think I'm going to say anything about it yet, but it's going to be a little bit different. The idea came to me while doing the FVD Elements series. Currently I'm working on a coaster there that's just comprised of a bunch of different elements, and thus far it's been all elements that people have asked for. We've got a hammerhead turn, a Stengel dive, and flat turn and some B&M style helixes. So while I was working on that coaster, it gave me an idea of a new series to start. So I'm going to keep that hush hush for now, just to maintain a sense of mystery. Ooh. So we'll see. I definitely have some ideas for that, and the next coaster I do is going to fall into that category. I don't know if 100% if it's going to be in a part of that series, but it's definitely something that I've wanted to do for a while, and I had some ideas about how to do it. So that's what's coming up next, and then of course we'll still have the FVD NoLimits series. I'll still be doing coaster reviews, park reviews. I've got some parks coming up in July 5th. What day's the 4th? One is a Wednesday, so July 6th actually I'm going to Lake Compounce, Sesame Place, and Dutch Wonderland. So probably have some reviews of that new wooden coaster they have at Sesame Place, Oscar's Wacky Taxi. And then so we got a lot going on here as always. So here we go, more rock work like always. Definitely became easier once I started using the copy and paste technique, and now I'm just really trying to fill in some of the areas where you can see green grass. It's not that I want the entire map to be just rocks. I'm definitely going to have some greenery around, but I wanted to fill it in just a little bit so that it looked more full. So we're right along here, right along the brake run. I'm just adding a few more rocks, some plants, and so forth, just trying to make it a little more beautified, more pretty as you ride through there. And it looks pretty good, I think. And using the same general techniques I use for this, I'm using Flux's rock pack as always. I am using N7's trees. And also the trees that are in the actual game itself, and then just the normal stuff you do to kind of blend the rocks in, moving the terrain up and down a little bit here and there, painting the landscape using the different painting textures. One thing I do like to do, here's a little tip for you, the auto plan. I like to go in and create a separate layer of paint for the auto plan, and then rather than painting the entire ground with the auto plan, which obviously uses up a lot of your PC, but I think it looks more realistic if you just do little patches here and there. So that's what I'm doing right there. You can see just little patches of grass. So I think it gives it a different sort of texture. I like the way that looks, like grass sticking up here and there, but not the entire thing. I think it looks better. And then of course if you use a lower paint level, say a 2, and use the auto plant on the edges of these rocks where you have it gray, it sort of fades it out just a little bit, makes it look a little bit more realistic. So you'll see me do that in a little while, and you can see the effects of it. So this section is looking pretty good. Really the only thing I have left to do, I think, is over by the temple, which I don't even think it's shown in this episode. Maybe I'll show it in the glamour shots, and an island that's off in the distance, and that really shouldn't take much time at all. I mean, obviously I'll try to do a good job on it. I was planning on doing a walkway or something like that, but I just don't think it needs it. I think the coaster's got enough going on as is, and as a matter of fact, I'm still debating whether I should take that ship out of the ocean that I have over there. I might just leave it just because it's kind of cheesy. It kind of fits with the theme. I might leave it back there. We'll see. So there's really not much left to do. You won't have to watch me do rocks. I know it's been like 10 episodes of me doing rocks, but you won't have to watch me do that much longer. We'll be good to go, and I will have the POV and all that. So let's see here. That's going to be it for this episode then. We're running out of time, so I will end with some glamour shots, and I will talk to you the next time. Enjoy the ride.